This is the future.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warframe video. So I have heard a lot of suggestions in my previous video, which was titled The Biggest Scam in the Whispers in the Wall. What I'm talking in the video is the new melee crescendo arcane that grants you initial combo every time you successfully get a finisher kill. In the video, I wasn't able to show the max version of the arcane, and some believe that the arcane has potential and my guide was not complete. There was also a guy that messaged me on Discord that I shouldn't be doing such videos when I don't have a max melee crescendo, as it's one of the best arcanes in the Whispers in the Walls update. That is why I decided to purchase a max version of this. And by the way, I dubbed this arcane as the biggest scam, since many players in the market are already selling this arcane for 2,000 plus platinum for max rank. I know that it's rare, but I suggested that you should really not consider to buy a max version of this arcane, as it's not necessary. So basically, what I did here is buy the max version of the melee crescendo so you won't, and just keep it at maximum of rank 3 or even rank 1. First of all, the arcane is situational and only usable in what we often refer as endgame levels in Warframe. In most cases, you will get the full benefit of maximum combo multiplier without expiration from this arcane in survival missions, or any long endurance runs that gives you that time to stack those initial combo. At rank 1, you will need 200 plus finisher kill to get the 12 times combo multiplier without expiration, while at max rank, you only need to kill 36 enemies with finisher so you can get the full benefit. In theory, having the max version of the arcane is better, and if you have initial combo stat, then it would take just a couple of seconds to build up the combo counter to max. Also, there are lots of setup that can proc finisher damage right now, like the Nerimon Sling Stun, or even weapons such as the Dizzying Round Bronco that expose enemies to finisher. There are also abilities in the helmet that can let you do finisher damage, so it's really a must-have arcane if you look at it this way. However, let me ask you this, is a max rank melee crescendo really that good if your only intention is getting the 12 times combo multiplier without expiration? The only reason is either to increase your melee build to do red critical numbers with Acolyte mods such as Blood Rush, or even the Gladiator mod set. Also, 12 times combo multiplier is quite handy as it gives you additional bonus damage per hit. Long story short, it's all about red crit and bonus damage with no expiration, but the only problem is this is only applicable to fast attack builds. If you are building a heavy attack variant in your melee, then there will be a recharge rate in your 12 times combo multiplier. In reality, you can't spam a heavy attack build with 12 times combo multiplier using the melee crescendo, as once you perform a heavy attack, then it will recharge in a rate of 40 combo point per sec. It would take about 5 seconds to get back to maximum combo again. There are specific builds though that gives you the full benefit of the arcane, and this is by pairing it with heavy attack efficiency or with the new Tennokai mods that grants you the ability to do a heavy attack without consuming your combo. This is perfect with Glaive Prime, as all you need to do is hit enemies 4 times and then punish them with a heavy attack throw once Tennokai is active. This is a great synergy for Warframes like Empowered Quiver, Ivora, since you don't need to build up combo and all you need to do is hit enemies 4 times and then do the heavy attack throw once Tennokai is active. The best part is you have 12 times combo that doesn't expire or deducted since Tennokai activates the free heavy throw. The only problem though is that you can't spam it and have to wait for 4 melee hits before you can do the massive heavy attack throw again. Another good synergy for the melee crescendo is with Exodia Contagion Zal. If you build your Exodia Contagion Zal with melee crescendo, then you can take advantage of the full red crit in your build with increased damage from the 12 times combo multiplier. With melee crescendo, you can spam the Exodia Contagion projectile without worrying about building your combo. This is best paired with Eclipse or even Wrathful Advance. Chroma is a great candidate for this synergy as he can boost the damage also using his Vex armor. Just add Wrathful Advance in your build and you will be nuking enemies with your Exodia Contagion. Also, Colorvo is great when it comes to this build, and if you add Eclipse, then you will have millions of red crit nuke damage with the Exodia Contagion Zal. But honestly, you won't need melee crescendo in your Colorvo if you have his 4th ability that grants you combo per hit. You can cast the ability in an area to hit multiple targets to build up and maintain your 12 times combo, and this allows you to abuse the huge damage potential of the Exodia Contagion setup. After maxing the melee crescendo, I still won't recommend you getting the max version of this arcane, as it's not worth the investment knowing that it is only good in 2 or 3 build setup. How about melee duplicate then? I was planning to max this arcane as it could give me more DPS with my fast attack melee builds, but the only problem is testing the rank 0 version made me reconsider my decision of wasting platinum for this mediocre arcane. Having a max rank of this arcane doesn't increase the damage damage nor your critical chance, but it only gives you 100% chance to duplicate your attack a second time. Just a fair warning for new players, don't get fooled by this arcane, as you might think that when you land critical hits, then you will duplicate that damage with this arcane. It's specifically said base critical hits, and what it actually does is it will re-roll the chance to apply status and also the critical tier. Basically, 150% crit chance means you have a 50% chance to proc the arcane, but a 50% chance to proc an extra orange crit. If you are over 200% critical chance though, then it does nothing, which is laughable in my opinion. This arcane encourages you basically to play a different playstyle wherein you can build for more status in your build and not go with the usual hybrid build that is more inclined towards red crit modding. The baseline is that you must have at least 100% or 150% critical chance at max in your melee after modded with critical chance mods. At max rank of this arcane, you have a 100% chance to get either yellow or orange duplicate of your damage to enemy. The only downside though is you have to stay within the maximum critical chance or else the arcane won't do anything. This also applies to Exodia Contagion projectiles, but it's crazy to think that it limits you to do red crit. While it's a good arcane as it encourages another modding option, but I don't know if you will be pleased that you are not allowed to do red crit builds with melee duplicate. Honestly, both melee duplicate and melee crescendo are not worth the platinum if you are planning to buy it from other players. Melee crescendo offers convenience, but it's limited to specific builds. While melee duplicate allows you to build for more status with yellow critical hits, but limits you from doing red crit builds. I am not against this type of build variant, but I still prefer having the maximum damage through red crit. For melee crescendo, I would rather go for heavy attack efficiency, initial combo in my melee, and even combo duration, and slot a better arcane in my melee. In fact, the best arcane that you can have in Whispers in the Walls right now are both melee exposure and melee influence. The melee exposure arcane grants you corrosive damage for a few seconds after casting an ability. This does not only grants additional status proc to your condition overload build, but it also allows you to have innate armor strip through corrosive if you paired it with the Emerald Archon Shard that grants +2 corrosive stack. 2 Emerald Archon Shard will give you 14 stacks of corrosive that will strip all the armor of enemy, and you can pair it with a fast attack build to apply multiple corrosive stack and strip their armor. This is a massive boost for those viral melee weapon, as you will also get corrosive damage, increasing your overall damage once you fully strip the armor of enemies. On the other hand, melee influence grants melee electricity status procs a 20 chance to grant a time buff that causes melee elemental status effects to spread to enemies within range. The buff cannot have its duration refreshed. The good thing about this is once you have the buff active, then you can proc the single element, namely toxin, heat, electricity, and cold. And also it can spread radiation, corrosive, viral, and gas. This arcane not only transfers status effects to nearby enemies, but also deals damage equal to the amount of the proxy elemental damage present on your melee stat screen. Moreover, due to the nature of faction damage bonuses, they are applied twice on damage done by melee influence and thrice on damaging status procs caused by it. Add roar in the mix and it will massacre everything within range. Right now, you can have the option to do viral and electric in your build, or even add radiation with the new radiation mods from Whispers in the Walls. Both melee influence and melee exposure are better arcanes in my opinion, and these are the arcanes I highly recommend getting in Whispers in the Walls. While both melee crescendo and melee duplicate shouldn't be glorified at all just because they are legendary arcanes, they might be rare and hard to farm. I'm not investing in these arcanes if I were you. So that's all about it. I hope that you find this video informative. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Squad Leader signing off.
This is the future.